So you're obviously the attention is on the anniversary, but have you given much thought or to life after the anniversary? Where you got, what's going to go?
Have I given much thought to the life after the anniversary shot that we won't make for ages? No. How far in advance do you think we work? No. There will be life after it, absolutely no question about it. It's not going anywhere. But right now, do you know what? We're promoting this series, and that's what we're talking about. Otherwise, if we start talking about the anniversary now, people will be bored to death of it. People will think it was been 50 for ages.
So this must have been, this is tough because these are characters, if fans fall in love with it, writers and producers, they all fall in love with them as well. So to have somebody take off after so long, to have to make that change with Amy and Rory, was it, what first started to go through your mind? Like how do you start with, how do we say goodbye, or do we start with, who would come in next? What's really the first thoughts?
Well, the first thought is about goodbye.
Yeah.
Because stories are endings and how you get there. Mm-hmm. So the ending becomes the most important event in the story. So you always know you're going to end this story. Always know it's going to end the story of Amy and Rory. Now, I've known for a very long time quite a lot of how I was going to do it. Not all of it, but quite a lot. So that was the first thing I thought about. And then it's because I was quite keen on seeing what effect that has on the Doctor. Then that influenced what we're going to do with the beginning of the next story.
That's excellent. I know you come from the Fades and stuff. How is this
right.
different? Is this a totally different world now coming into Doctor Who? Is this something that...
Oh, yeah, I think Doctor Who's a totally different world to anything that you could ever work on. It's similar in that they're both, to a certain extent, genre shows, but, The Fades was extraordinary to work on, but also I think that it's that funny thing where The Fades was a BBC Three show and it was on a very limited budget, but it had a huge amount of ambition. And it's easy to say that, on Doctor Who we have a lot more money because it's a mainstream show for BBC One, but I think that we also have a lot more ambition too. And I think that whatever you work on whatever scale, as soon as you get into this level of genre TV, what you want is the most ambitious scripts, and what you want is to be scared of them when they arrive on your table, and then to work out how you're going to do it and how you're going to push it.
Excellent. Well, Stephen, you've brought Doctor Who to America twice now, which I think is twice more than anybody else. Does the story dictate that, or is it something the BBC says, hey, why don't we...
No, the story dictates it. No, there's no, we really don't get dictates like that from the BBC ever.
Really?
No, not at all, no.
They're like, hey, it's working, so keep going on it, right?
Well, that's very much the BBC philosophy. The show's working, they leave you alone.
Yeah, and so when you say, hey, I want to go to New York, it's fine then, right?
Sometimes terrifies how much they leave us alone.
But when you say, hey, I want to go to New York, do they say, oh, well,
Well, we just work out how we're going to do it. And I say we in the sense of they. Work out how we can afford that.
Oh, you want to go to New York? Great.
So you walk into a room with Marcus and Caro and say, could we go and shoot some stuff in New York, and they come back with an answer? Yeah. Always yes.
So are we getting a split season then going into Christmas, or how's that working?
Yeah, you get 6 episodes this year and 8 episodes next year. That's right.
Sounds exciting.
That's right. Yeah. And then the 50th after that.
Yeah, the 50th. Yeah. So have you even started the 50th work yet at all?
We've done a lot of thinking about it.
Well, that's good.
I have a lot of meetings with lots of people in basement rooms in Television Centre talking about what we're going to
secrecy.
do. Oh, I know.
Well, you probably have 50 people coming at you with all their ideas. Everyone says, oh, bring in all the doctors, or go do this and that. I'm sure it's probably fun to try to corral all those,
I find not so much corral as completely ignore, which is good.
And has there been, I know a few months back, and hopefully it's all died down, but there was, talk of doing a separate movie, and I know that you kind of spoke out a little bit about that. Has any of that resolved? Has any of that...
It was really a non-story that took up quite a lot of time. There will not come a time when there's a separate kind of Doctor Who. What was talked about there was it'll be a separate Doctor and a different continuity. Of course it won't. That would be silly, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Yeah, of course everyone knows that's silly. The BBC knows that's silly. No one's going to do that.
And by the way, I think that, the last 3 years, the whole new series has been really, but the last 3 years have been great. So, some great writing and stuff. So, characters are amazing. So, it's just, are you excited about the new companion? Is she fun to write?
From our point of view, we're well into that world.
Yeah.
So,
they're looking great. We filmed a couple of episodes with her already, and it's really exciting to see it. It feels very different.
Excellent. Well, great. Thank you guys so much.